All right. Howdy, y'all. Hopefully everything is good volume wise, my mic wise. I try to keep it good. I know sometimes it gets a little either too loud or soft, but it is what it is. Um, Today, I know it's been a while since I've done one of these sort of talkie videos. I'm live right now as the moment of this, when I'm recording this, I'm actually also doing this via Twitch. I'm live on there. But yes, I'm recording this for YouTube. Uh, there's a while ago where I did this video. It was a reaction to Tupac video. Or no, it was a one dime. Yeah, I think it was yeah, and it was like talking about Tupac's politics and whatnot. Now, I'm referencing this because there is, as you see here, this guy Spad. I don't know how you say it, but SPAD 3516. React to his Vibe interview. It's the best. And this was supposed to really, it's like 3 months ago. As a couple, it'll be a couple days, but it'll be as of three. It'll be 3 months since this since this comment, since this video. Uh, but I'm to it now, and you know, I've been busy with life. Life happens, but I'm finally to it. This is the interview. It's the lost interview. As of I can't believe it's 8 years ago, and I didn't realize it. As of the recording of this video, is right now it's this 18th, June 18th. He was born. I forgot about this. He was born the 16th. So inadvertently, kind of doing this fairly close to his birthday. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. I've been thinking about it too, and I think maybe that's why. I'll have to try to remember the 13th to do something for it, for that date. I know 96. Every time I think about the year 1996, it's always constantly right away. So I always think about Tupac's death. That's the first thing that comes up to me when I think about the year 1996. Anyways, uh, let's check out this interview. So thanks to Spad for suggesting this.
Just remember that right here, I could have been doing something with a lot of curses in it, and I wouldn't have rhymed with online vibes to the last word. It'd have been a whole bunch of motherfucking rockers. But I ain't gonna do that for the kids out there, so I changed. But vibe online. So imagine it was a rap on the back of that. Vibe online.
Cool.
That's it.
Tupac always seemed to have had so much personality. Something I always admired about him.
If God give me breath for 20 more years, I see myself changing the world. Because my thought patterns are so opposite of what's the norm.
Really?
So I would have to change the world, or I have to be changed by the world.
How is it working with Suge and having the West Coast for you? And a lot of your East Coast fans feel like your new allegiance to the West Coast has felt, a lot of them feel maybe you're not as loyal to the East Coast anymore.
That's so nonsense. It's poppycock. Because this is not a new allegiance to the West Coast. I've been on the West Coast all this time. It's just because some people, not all,
right.
Some people on the East Coast be on their dick so hard that they never heard me say that I'm living on the West Coast.
Right.
It's just that by me keeping it real, I always said where I came from. I always gave New York their props. On Me Against the World, I took a whole song to give it up. So now on the next album, when I want to give it up from my home, where I'm at, everybody got a problem? Why didn't I have no problem with Biggie saying Brooklyn in the house every fucking show he do? Why didn't I have a problem with Bronx and Boom? They just did a Sprite commercial off The Bridge and KRS. Why is it not hip hop when I do it? Well, I mean, goddamn. Why is it suddenly a nigga tripping when I do it? Why everybody else could have a war, have beef within the music, talk about differences, and it's okay.
Very
it's
heavy
music,
how
it's
he
hip-hop,
talks.
it's groundbreaking. When I do it, it's war. And that's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is saying I'm tired of you talking about where you from. And
The way he talks, just the way it's so magnetic, and he can just draw you in, and there's an intensity. You can just tell just from this, like the video, which is insane. Because and when someone has that much intensity just from the video, you can only imagine how it must have felt more that in person. And I don't mean intensity like in a bad way necessarily. I mean, intense people can be bad, but intense people, there can be an intensity that's good, or that's just like, whoa. That makes it, and that's why I feel like with him. Anyways,
And if that's what we're gonna do now, because we was doing it like hip hop was one nation, and I have proof to say what I was doing. I did more for the East Coast than the East Coast did. I put more guns in East Coast niggas' hands than East Coast niggas did when they came out here. I put them niggas on the more weed gates and weed spots and safe havens and safe spots than the East Coast did. I put more rappers on than they did. I gave Biggie his first shows. I was the one that I was that bridge that niggas used to walk on to get over.
I think that's actually true. I mean, he's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's actually right, especially when it comes to giving Biggie some of his first shows. I don't know if it was his first ever shows, but some of his first ones in general, like his early career, I'm pretty sure that is true. And that's yeah, because Pac and Biggie started out as they were pretty close friends. That's what made I think that's what made part of this that the tragedy of that beef was that these two had been so close, and it wasn't like in a very superficial sort of way. Like it seemed like it was pretty real. Like these two were really close friends, like in their moms, were friend, when there's an intensity about. That's why even when when Pac died, Biggie's mom was heartbroken. And vice versa. Like they weren't like, oh, good riddance. I mean, they were heartbroken. They're saddened. Like that's it's very real. Anyways,
Here. I explained it. I'm the one that told you. I'm why all these niggas run around with a gangbanger on their payroll now.
Is there still a beef going on with you and Big?
It was never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion.
Right.
To me, if I like my homeboy Suge gave me the best advice I could ever get from anybody. He said when people ask him if he's beefing with Bad Boy with Puffy, he says like me going to a playground and picking on a little kid.
Right.
That's like me being mad at my little brother because he getting cash now. I'm
oh,
not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother
oh,
when
that's
he don't
so
respect me.
dark.
And
I
when you
don't
don't
what
respect me,
messes
I'm
with me
gonna
is this
spank your ass. I
good
don't give a fuck how
soul of a
rich you got
person,
on
Pac,
the
was
block.
being
I'm your big
influenced
brother.
by
I
this
will
like
break your big ass
Shook,
down.
which you could tell Shook. Oof, there's
And
like
that's
a
my
darkness with
only
Shook.
point. And
There's
I
a
feel as though
darkness there.
you wronged me. You got out of hand and you wronged me. You got seduced by the power, not because he's an evil person,
Yeah.
but because money is evil if it's not handled right. If you lose
I
your
mean, that is
composure, you
true.
can do anything.
See, Pac is so
And
wise that even
he
with someone like
fear got
Shook,
stronger
like
than love.
being there, he
And
could
niggas did
still
things they
do
knew
and
they weren't
be
supposed to do.
wise and good
They know
overall.
in their heart. That's why they get hell now.
Right.
They
But
can't sleep.
Pac wasn't naive
That's why
about
they're telling all
Shook.
the reporters
That
and
is
all
the
the
thing.
people, why they doing this? They fucking up hip hop. Because they in hell. They can't make money. They can't go anywhere. They can't look at themselves because they know
Yeah.
the prodigal son has returned. I'm alive. The ghost is walking around. You know what I mean? And I'm alive talking. In jail, I didn't talk. I made peace. Now, everybody that thinks that I disrespected or I love my East Coast
That's
fans. I'm
crazy
from
hearing
there.
him
I'm
say,
eating New
like, calling
York
himself
pizza.
a
I
ghost
drive
and
New
all
York
that, and
Jeeps. Want
just
to hear New
even
York.
back
But I'm
then,
saying, let's keep it real for a
it
second.
is something
If you
very
have the love
prolific
of music
about how
that
he
you are,
knew how he
study.
was.
Go back
But I
and
just
study.
didn't. I don't know if
Study
he
how
would have
Party and
predicted
Bullshit was me
how
before I
he would
met
be
Biggie.
this
You
prolific.
don't hear my style in this rap. Study how
Like
after I met
years
Biggie,
later.
Ready to Die come out, his whole style changed. Study. Study why I would be mad. Study why I would be mad when half of New York, half of the major New York rappers, or they managers, or they agents, or they somebody was there when I got shot, and nobody could give me no information. Just study that. Study how when Wu-Tang got their chain snatched at 6'6" Deuce, I not only found who did it,
Right.
but gave them the message that if they want to see the niggas that did it, they can see them. Man to man. Just you and them. No guns, no nothing. If you feel like that. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. If you're going to act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm going to expect that. And when you don't come through, then I'm going to want to crush your empire. And that's what it's time for.
I don't know why that feels so heavy when it's like, if you're gonna call yourself a G, if you're gonna act like, the king in New York, act like a gangster, I'm gonna expect that. There's something about that. There's like I said, he has that sort of wisdom because that you can apply obviously to outside, the gangster thug culture. You can apply that to like anything. If you're gonna act like this big CEO, if you're gonna act like this big president, if you're gonna act like this big whatever, I'm gonna expect that from you. Whatever you act like, I'm gonna expect that then from you. Whatever you say you are, fine. I'm gonna expect that. And like he says, and then when you don't have that, I'm gonna crush your empire, or in this, whatever it may be, I can crush it. because it's based on a lie.
So do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I
Right.
have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine.
I didn't
I
even
wouldn't
know
say
about
things
this
that I
Puffy
didn't.
part is
You know
so
what I mean?
relative
I
because of
believe
everything else
something.
going
I
on
do
with
believe
Puffy.
something. I have proof,
And even back
things that I
then,
can
Pac
say
was
that will
like,
back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was gonna go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New York is commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, read it, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit. The fourth issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How did I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was dead. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed new life in me. Yeah. And Thug Life not only became a rap group, but it became a way of life for
ah, see,
because
Pac
they
is willing to forgive.
disrespected me, my name, my family, what I had been through. They said that I couldn't be in pain. I could not feel. I could not be hurt. In my moment of pain, when I was shot 5 times in jail for a crime I didn't commit, while every other black person, I mean, whoever they was fucking babies in the ass or killing bitches and cutting them in 50 pieces, these niggas got support. I go to jail for a crime. Everybody know I did not commit. Get shot 5 times, and I'm getting raped in jail. Wompty, wompty. They just saying anything to assassinate my character. What that showed me, remember this lack of a conscience when I come out. Remember this lack of mercy when I come out. Remember this lack of compassion when I come out. But now I come out, everybody want to calm down and relax and forget what you said. Donnie Simpson was on TV in front of bars like this.
There's something heavy
Tupac,
about that. He's
but I'm wrong.
really good at setting this up. Like, oh,
You feel
now
me?
that I'm free,
Niggas is
now that I'm all this.
hypocrites. You read
I don't think he's
my
wrong
own
so
shows
far.
and you
I don't.
motherfuckers and said, yo,
As far as
I'm through
I
it.
know,
I just want to chill. I just want to live life. And motherfuckers took shots from every direction. They thought that meant that I'm gay now. He'd fuck me in the ass now. So, okay, you want to see some macho shit? I'm the most macho nigga out here. I thought you niggas knew. I'm the most thuggish nigga out here. I have no motherfucking fear. I have no fear. I have only ambition, and I want
mind
mine,
you,
and I will
remember
do
he said he
anything
was
to
going to be
protect
cursing
and
a
feed
whole
my
bunch
family.
throughout this interview.
And these
So.
niggas represent a threat.
He's actually, by comparison, it is by
Because I want you hard on this. And as far as hip hop and all of that, I feel
It's
as
fair.
though I'm not the god of hip hop, but what we do on the West Coast, I
He's
sold
just being
5 million
passionate
in 2
about some
months.
real
Biggie
stuff.
album been out 2 years.
I don't think he's
barely
even like
touching 2
over
million. Still have
exaggerate, like
50
over
remixes,
reacting,
1,000. He got
considering
everybody in
everything
New
he's
York on
gone
his
through at this
videos and
point.
still
By this
barely
point,
touching 2 million. I've been out 2 months. My shit sold 5 million with 2 videos out. I'm just starting. These niggas can't touch us. They can't. They can't. Really, it's funny.
Do you think the new era of rap is like non-thug life or whatever? Like, where do you see it?
That's what they want to do.
Okay.
That's what they want to do because now everybody is shell-shocked and they having trauma. We've been having traumatic nights always. I want to get away from it a lot. I tried to get away from it, but you can't. That's what they taught me.
Right.
The streets didn't teach me that thug life can never die. The world taught me that. I thought I could retire and move on. When I moved on to the so-called real world, the civilized world, these motherfuckers is worse than the niggas in the streets. They was telling, I had little girls writing to me crying, saying you got raped in jail, I'm so sorry. That shit right there is what will fuel the anger that will never die. I had to write letters to 1,000 little kids explaining to them that I would be dead before a motherfucker would rape me, and you know that. So, as far as everybody, there is no mercy in my heart. You know what I mean? I'm not out here on the wild shit like I was
I mean,
before. This
flying
is not the
about
same Tupac.
going
Believe me.
going through
I'm
that
just
is
very pissed off. And
crazy.
don't think because you see me at an award show smiling or giving away an
Is
award or because I
crazy,
don't
and he
fight at this
probably would
time
have like
that
roofed
don't mean I
himself
ain't
if he
mad.
had
I'm
got
pissed
that
off.
happened to
And this
him.
ain't, don't
I mean,
tell
I
me
probably
ain't
would,
nothing
so
wrong
I
and we
get
should
it.
all be together and woo 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 because y'all niggas ain't getting no more money.
I
You
can't
ain't getting no
imagine.
money because I made it that way.
Well, yeah, so
You have groups coming out, you produce
Yup,
groups?
the Outlaws.
Oh, really?
I murdered Thug Life and
Uh-huh.
gave birth to the Outlaws. I murdered Thug Life. Them niggas ain't act right. I murdered all of them as far as the music business. And I
right,
gave birth to the Outlaws. And they all blood
metaphorically.
relatives. Now I got a military,
Metaphor-
not mob like Italians, but mob like we've been mob orientated all our lives. Fuck
yeah.
that shit they be telling me about because everybody's saying because we choose to be organized now that we are emulating Italians and we should emulate Italians because they don't like us. Motherfuckers got it twisted. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got organization because we peak game. And it's not the mob really that we seeing, it's really the government. They the biggest mob. That's who we study.
That's
Governments. Just like me, they say
speaking my
this guy, Mr.
language.
Duplicity. He's always saying this good shit to the females.
It
To the
is true.
faithful. Forward this,
Government's definitely the
See,
biggest
that's
mafia,
where you're wrong.
biggest
First, you
criminal
tell all the
for
niggas, they
sure.
telling Too Short, he never say nice shit. And they telling him he's a horrible person. I say one bad shit on one side, a good shit on the other side, and I'm Mr. Duplicity. What does the world want? They have to sit their politically correct ass down and figure out what it is they want. Because
Oh,
they bullshit.
and is that he thinks it's politically correct back then? Pac
I'm
only
really
gets
into
worse,
I'm into the part.
both in good and bad
Right
ways.
now, I'm into
But good and bad ways.
Mastering the Art of War, The Art of War. I just found all these new books. Thoughts of the
Art of
General,
War.
How to Win an Argument Every Time, The Buying of a President.
I
What's
do
that
love
one that
back.
guy,
I wonder
the
what
Russian
books
guy?
you. That does make me
Stalin, I
wonder.
got that. Christopher Darden book. You'll Never Work Again in Hollywood, whatever that is, when they talking about people that slept together. I'm reading that. A lot of different things, but mostly shit on what built generals and what made countries and what I want to read what Clinton read. Because he does the same shit I do, but don't, get in trouble. All his homeboys commit suicide. He get caught with his pants down in the bathroom, and this nigga is still the president. I got women, marching outside my shows. This nigga's the fucking president. I'm 24. He's 40. What's his excuse?
Oh my god, putting Clinton on blast. This is funny. Oh, oh, it's like. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, Mr. B. Sunny. Much appreciated. But yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. And he's not even wrong. Oh, and now with that Epstein stuff, yeah, Pac would be just his mind would be blown by all this. I mean, everything now. Ugh. I can't even begin to imagine what he would be saying, where his mind would be at right now with all of this. So much of this. Oh boy, I can't even begin. I can't even begin to process how he would be.
Yeah, he's with us. Aside from the fame, the money, what do you think you can offer someone in a relationship?
A woman, you mean?
Yeah.
I believe that I always discuss this. I feel like I'm one of the old-fashioned type of guys, where as soon as I find me a woman that doesn't mind the fact that I want to be in charge, and that I believe that just like with the yin and yang, there's a masculine and feminine. I believe in that in a relationship. I believe that most of our problems as black people and as people in general is that we've forgotten our roles. The men have forgotten their roles as men. Therefore, the women have forgotten their roles. And that's where we get all this duplicity in lovemaking and duplicity in sexuality, is because we've forgotten our roles and we're willing to settle for less. Not that they're not legitimate people who really do like this side, but a lot of it right now is just this niggas ain't shit. So I want some pussy, you know what I mean? And the niggas just being like, these black bitches ain't shit and whoop, or these white bitches ain't shit and whooping. For me, I can't do that. I can't turn my love off for a woman, no matter if they send me to jail and they talk shit and they really do piss me off. But I still can't love a man. I still love women. I still get excited when they come in the room and all that. So I feel as though what I can offer is my viewpoint, who I am, and my style, my lifestyle. And that I believe in my heart that I'm a man's man. I'm a man's man. I made myself. I'm a millionaire by my own hands, you know what I mean? I fight for myself. I've been fighting for myself. I'm a struggler, a striver. I take care of my family. I take everything that you
It's so funny just make him talking about like gender roles and all this. Like he could have been like an actual like proper red pill. Like if the red pill wasn't like garbage. Like he could have been like he could have done like this. I feel like he could have done that like whole like thing. He could have made that whole movement legitimate. You know, it's funny. Yeah, he could definitely could have made it so much more like actually coherent. Even if I, you know, and because I always I'm very non-gender roly, but I get it. No, I mean, because these roles do need to be fulfilled. You know, so I get it. I get what he's talking about.
Want,
Like
I
these
do.
things
You know
need
what
to
I
be
mean? It's
fulfilled.
just that I'm
Doesn't
real.
matter who does
So
it.
I'm not politically correct,
Exactly.
but I'm still a man's man, and I believe in family values. So
Well, what type of woman would it take to get
a very, very, very strong woman, and
See, I
one
agree with
who
him
was
though on that
more
though.
in love with me than I was, because I have to be more in love with her than she is, and that's what it is. Every time I fall in love with a woman, I don't fall in love with the woman she is. I fall in love.
Whoa, I have to be. I have to be more in love with her than she is with herself. Okay. So a strong woman, I agree with that, but
Who
I want
was more in love with me than I was,
who's
because
more
I
in
have
love
to be
with me
more in
than
love
I
with her than
was,
she is. And
because
that's
I
what it
have to
is.
be
Every time I
more in
fall
love
in
with
love with
her
a
than
woman, I don't
she
fall in
is.
love with the woman she is. I fall in love with the woman that she could be.
I fall in love.
I haven't
I
found
do
a
that.
woman yet that fits up to
Yeah.
my standards. And I'm sure I don't fit up to anybody's standards.
What
But
the?
I haven't found one yet. But I found one that I think that have the potential to be the
What the heck? I thought I was the only one who did that. Yes, you fall in love with that with who they could be. You see that potential. You see with that who is underneath, whatever, flaws and traumas and whatever sort of stuff they, messy human stuff they may have, ultimately you see that, underneath who they could be, that potential. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I get that, man. I'm still very similar to that. You have to sometimes be realistic about are they, is would they, that's a whole other thing. But now I'm just, oof, I just feel that because yeah, I relate to that actually. That's how I am too, man. I guess man, I was more influenced by Tupac than I realized. Jeez, in ways I didn't even realize because I didn't realize. Yeah. So, anyway,
rawest woman in the world. You know what I mean? I feel like it's natural for a man, especially being black, to feel like he's a king and he's looking for his queen. And that's where I'm at right now. You can't be a king until you've made yourself, until you've done something. And I've accomplished my goals. My goals are set it out to make me a man. Now I feel like I'm a man now. I set out goals to make me a king. Now I'm not a king of anybody else but me. You know, nobody else is under my rule but me and my kids. You know what I mean? But I made myself into a king. Now I need a
no
queen
one's
to be
underneath my
happy
rule.
so
That's
that
a
I can be a
very. I
teacher
like
and a
that sort
father.
of
I
king.
can't be that until I find a queen. So I'm stuck in the middle.
See, I respect that sort of,
to do, what to get.
Hey man, bring my little homie home. He is not old enough to hang out with you. What?
Who is he talking to?
I was home. No, yeah, no, I went to the gas station to wait for y'all. Y'all kept going. So then I went behind you and kept going behind you. When I came behind you, you already went to your house. When I came up to my house, what you changed? Huh? At your house. Oh. Oh, you did. You ain't see it. You ain't see
There's
it.
just something about hearing him laugh and just hearing him just talk.
Send my little homie home.
He
Put him
definitely
in the
does have,
cab
like
or
I say,
something.
a very larger than life energy and vibe about him. Just
Doing
even when
that
he's
at 2
doing
o'clock.
mundane conversations and stuff. It makes sense of why he was such an
Alright?
actor too. He has very much that sort of
Yeah.
energy and vibe.
Yeah.
But not to say he
What?
wasn't being real though. He can be real, and
The,
I think both of those are true
yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
I think he has a very theatrical vibe, but I think he can also he has a
I'll be
real.
there
He's a
too
real
at
person.
106.
I would never want to
So,
cross him.
can you send a nigga home? You want me to tell him that? I will tell him that. I'll put that in the interview. So, can you send him home? Huh? Come on, man. The batteries is running out.
The batteries is running out.
Cuz, man, we got some work to do. You know, I gotta go
Actually,
back
you
to
can
the
still
work
use that
site
as an
tomorrow.
excuse, I
Got, but
suppose. It would be
today,
harder though.
yeah.
I mean, I have like a charge pad,
Yeah. Trying to
the
rush the
phones are
studio.
plugged in. You can do it,
So can
I
you
guess you
run
couldn't
from the
use that
keys?
excuse nowadays. Not as much.
Alright, stop bullshit, man. Put
Where's
them in the
this
cab.
big brick phone? It's
Alright,
just funny.
I know you smoking on your keys and you think you fucking cash, bro. But send a nigga home. Alright? Alright. Now he don't know how to drive. Don't give him no car. Just put him in the cab.
Let him drive.
Put him in the cab, man. Fuck.
Shit, shout out.
This nigga crazy about can he drive?
Set him over here in the bed.
Yeah.
Balls.
Come on, man. Bop. That nigga crazy.
What you
Coughing all over the
Man,
phone and
it's
shit.
definitely the
Trying to take
90s.
Louis
Look how
Vegas.
90s this
Nigga
place
can't get
was.
no casino.
See, this is like a time capsule, if nothing else. It's like a
Trying to see
historical,
go to
like.
Vegas. Then I said, no, we gonna
It's
swim.
funny how things, I don't know, for
That nigga
me,
can't swim.
You gotta do some homework.
Like I said, nigga got homework. Send him home. Cause Fatal coming, then Moo gonna be gone.
No, we have favorite fun.
I know. You gotta come home now.
Favorite fun.
Unless he take all y'all. That's how I'm one of them parents. You wanna take one of our kids out? Take all of them to Vegas. Don't just take the cute little ones. Yeah, I'm working on one right now.
I agree with that though. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I agree with that. You know, take all one kid, take them all. Don't be showing favoritism and stuff. That's weird. I love that. That's good.
Really?
Tupac probably would have been a decent dad. I think he would have been a pretty good dad. I could see that.
Hopefully.
A bit more conservative than me, I would, but other than that, pretty overall good.
It'll just prove I can show up on the set on time and still have an hour to sell 5 million and doing my shit.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on that.
And still be pushing this, thank you. And still be doing that. It can show just that we good, that I work hard, if nothing else. To show why I should not be in jail. Because in a little bit of time that I've been out, I've made these things to show that I don't need to be in jail. You know, you can still rehabilitate my ass right out here, you know, with everybody else. Because it's the money that rehabilitates, not the jail.
The money, that is, hey, money does rehabilitate a lot of folks in general. Pac's not the only one. In jail, yeah.
I thought my father was dead for all my life,
Really?
except after I got shot, I looked up and there was this nigga that looked dead on me, and he was my father, so I found out. We still ain't taking no blood test, but I mean, the nigga looked like me, and then the other nigga is dead, so to me, it's like I'm past the father thing, you know what I mean? But I do want to know him, and I do know him. We do talk, and he did help me while I was locked down. He did come visit me, and it's all love.
Oh.
But I'm past that.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know
I'm a
his.
religion that, to me, is the realest religion.
I didn't know
there
his
is. I
dad
believe
had
in God.
done that. Like his
I try to
blood
pray about
father's
every
done
night
that.
as I
That's
pass
crazy.
out. And I think that's, and to me, religion.
That's so interesting. So his actual biological father, yeah, he didn't know about most of his life, but then comes through. I guess if any time to come through, better late than never sort of situation would be something like, yeah, when your son gets shot. So okay, that I can give a, obviously, you know what I mean? Like obviously, ideally, the man should have been involved in his son's life to some extent for all of it, unless he was truly just not good for it for whatever reason. I don't know. Aside from that, aside from if there's, sometimes objectively, if you are like not good for someone to be in their life, I guess that would be one thing. But typically that isn't the case. But I guess, I don't know. I've taken the better late than never sort of approach when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yeah, you can be mad at them for not being in there, and Pac even is pretty chill about it. He's pretty chill about it. I can relate. I can relate. Not with the being shot part, but better late than never part. I can relate with that. And that's how I feel about it too. It's better late than never. And pass it, but it's good to know them. Makes sense.
My idea of religion is this. I think that if you, I learned this in jail
Why
because
do you
I taught religion, not as religion that I love, but I'm past that.
Religion, what religion are you?
I'm the religion that, to me, is the realest religion there is. I believe in God. I try to pray to God every night as I pass out.
Right.
And I think that's, and to me, religion, my idea of religion is this. I think that if you, I learned this in jail because I talked to every God there was in jail. I think that if you take one of the O's out of good, it's God. And if you add a D to evil, it's the devil. I think some cool motherfuckers sat down a long time ago and said, let's figure out a way that we can control motherfuckers. And that's what they came up with, is the Bible. Because if the guy wrote the Bible, I'm sure it would have been a revised copy by now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shit has changed. And I've been looking for this revised copy, and I don't see it. I still see that same old copy that they had from then. And I'm not disrespecting anybody's
Yo,
religion, please
what's
forgive
up?
me if it comes off like that. I'm
Nothing
just
much,
stating my
nothing
opinion.
much.
I feel like
Welcome,
we get
welcome.
crucified. I mean,
Thank you for the
the Bible is
follow.
telling
Much
us all these people
appreciated.
did this because they suffered this much. That's what makes them special
Almost
people.
done with this
I got shot
reaction.
5 times. One, two,
I'm
three,
loving this guy's. I'm
4,
loving this
5.
reaction
You know what
to
I mean?
about religion,
And I
though.
got
Very
crucified to the
sympathetic.
media. You know what I mean? And
Very
I walked through
sympathetic.
with the thorns on, and I had shit thrown on me, and I had the thief at the top. I told that nigga I'll be back for you. You know what I mean? And trust me, this not supposed to be going down. I'll be back. So I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I'm saying that we go through that type of thing every day. We
Right.
don't part the Red Sea, but we walk through the hood without getting shot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. See,
We
I
don't
love how
turn
he can
water to
connect
wine,
these.
but we
He's
turn
using
motherfucking
these
dope,
religious
dope fiends
stories
and
and
dope heads
metaphors
into
for
profitable,
real life
productive
applications. That's
citizens
kind of the
into
whole
society.
point.
You know what I mean?
He's actually
We don't,
applies
we turn
religion,
money,
in
we
my
turn
opinion, way
words into
more
money. You know what I mean? What
the way you're
greater gift can
supposed
there
to.
be?
This is
So
how
I
it's
believe
supposed
God
to be
blesses
done.
us. I believe God blesses those that hustle, those that use their mind, and those that overall are righteous. I believe that your
Yes.
karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So
Yes.
anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm gonna have to suffer for. But in my heart, I think
Well,
what I'm
karma
doing
is a
is
little
right.
more
You know
complicated,
what
but
I
that's
mean? So I
generally
feel
a
like
little
I'm
bit,
going
yes.
to heaven. You know what I'm suffering
There's
for.
the
Your
part
karma,
one go back.
everything, those that use their money. So I believe God blesses us. I believe God
I see,
blesses those that hustle, those that use
exactly,
their
but
mind, and those that
use their
overall are
mind
righteous.
and
I
overall
believe that
righteous.
your
See,
karma,
yeah, exactly.
everything that you do bad comes back to you. So
That's
anything that
true.
I'm doing that's bad, I'm gonna have to suffer for. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? So I feel
Right.
like I'm going to heaven. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is
Exactly.
just when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is when you sleep, the last thing you see is all the fucked up things you did in your life. And you just see it over and over again. Because you don't burn. Because if that's the case, it's hell on earth. Because bullets burn. You know what I mean? It's people that got burnt in fires. That means they went to hell already. You know what I mean? All that is here. So what else? What do you got there that we ain't seen here? What, you gonna walk around aimlessly, zombie? Nigga, that's here. You ain't been on the streets lately? You know what I mean?
That's
But
so
heaven
true.
is, man, look, we sitting up here in the big screen. It's
Oh, it's
heaven
crazy. He was talking
for
about
the
that
moment.
back in the
You know what I
90s
mean?
because it's
Heaven
only
is jail.
gotten
I
worse
seen
in
that
those
one.
areas
Trust
too.
me,
It's only gotten
this is
worse.
what's real. And all that other
Oh,
shit is to control you. If the churches took half the money that they was making and gave it back to the community, we'd be all right. If they take half the buildings that they use to praise God and gave it to motherfuckers who need God, we be alright. We be alright. Have you seen some of these goddamn churches lately? It's
now
ones
he's
that
talking
take up
about
the
mega
whole block
churches
in
and
New
they've
York.
only gotten worse too. Why is
It's
everything
homeless
he's
people
talking
out
about
here.
only gotten worse? Why is this interview still like
Why ain't God
feel
letting them
relevant?
stay there? Why these niggas got gold ceilings and shit? Why God need gold ceilings to talk to me? Why do God need colored windows to talk to me? Why God can't come where I'm at, where he sent me? If God wanted to talk to me in a pretty spot like that, why the hell he sent me here then? You know what I mean? That make ghetto kids not believe in God. Why? So that's a wrong religion. I believe in God. I believe God put us wherever we want to be at. Then it makes sense that God will put us in the ghetto. That means he wants us to work hard to get up out of here. That means he's testing us even more.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense that if you good in your heart, then you closer to God. But if you evil, then you close to the devil. That makes sense. I see that every day. All that other
That's
spooky shit don't make sense. And I don't even believe, I'm not dissing them, but I don't believe in the brothers. I was in jail with them and having conversations. Brothers, I'm God, I'm God. If you God, open the gate for me. You know how far the sun is and how far the moon is? How the hell do I pop this fucking gate and get me free up out of here? Then I'll be a 5% for life.
Oof.
But never see it.
Man, he he is fuck that that was just some truly wise stuff. Whew. I think just in review, just overall, like, wow, that was powerful. Um, I very speechless, which is not very good for a reaction, but it is what it is. I think that interview is oddly relevant. Um, it's weird that I don't know exactly when the Vibe interview was done. Um, I need to look it up real quick, but when was the Tupac Vibe released? Um, 19, oh. Yeah, so that's 95. Okay. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. It was very close to the end there. I mean, it wasn't that much. It would be like a little bit over a year, and then he was, unfortunately, the situation that happened, and we lost him. It, it'd be interesting to see his opinions now and how much he has grown, and he would be very prolific. I think the world would be a very different place. Heck, if anyone could have been the first rapper president, I think it was going to be Pac. I mean, now I think 50 still, Curtis Jackson. He may still have a chance of doing. If anyone's going to do it at this point, it's probably him. But I think would have been Pac beforehand. But R.I.P. I'm glad to I can inadvertently do this. A couple days uh, after his birthday. I want to try to get this posted ASAP. And yeah, so I hope you all have a good one and don't have too much fun out there. I'm probably going to keep streaming. But yeah, the video for YouTube is done. So see y'all later. Peace.